We have not heard anything from the WNBA, despite the fact that the league should investigate Brittney Griner's reported use of derogatory language targeting white women. I've watched the video several times, so I believe it's significant that Caitlin Clark hasn't replied to Brittney Griner's weird elbowing before labeling her a trash white girl. And Brittney Griner seems to say _white girl. She startled the WNBA and sparked a lot of outrage with her horrific assault on Caitlin Clark, labeling her a garbage white girl. Explosive speculations about Griner's identity are suddenly making a comeback. And fans are demanding an inquiry. The Rookie of the Year and a rising talent in women's basketball is Caitlin Clark. She is a true all-star and is placed fourth in the league in terms of MVP vote. She is the world's Michael Jordan. In reality, Brittney Griner is a male. Please post a remark right now with a 100% CC for love and support if you agree with Caitlin Clark. She's drawing ridiculously high viewership. The star of the show is Caitlin Clark. She is the MVP and a member of the franchise. She is my role model and someone I genuinely admire, even if she wasn't the one sprinting down the court. You like her, but why? She is incredibly talented at basketball because she is a selfless individual who aspires to the WNBA was rocked by Brittney Griner's conduct toward Caitlin Clark. Despite the fact that the animosity had been growing for weeks, it's unfortunate that she graduated from Baylor. And as she exited the field after fouling out during a heated game, cameras caught her mouthing the words, "Trash effing white girl Brittney Griner, who I can't stand." Yeah, trash white girl, trash blanking white girl, she lip-read. Addressing Caitlin Clark. With good reason, the video went viral almost instantly. It was a racially tinged, deliberate, and poisonous remark, not just any insult. When Skip Bayless called it out, even pundits and former sportsmen were taken aback, declaring immediately that if a white athlete had shouted "people black girl" on national television, would have ended their career. Is it okay for the WNBA for one of its players to be caught on tape stating "white girl" on the bench? They are, I guess. It goes without saying that the league would not tolerate a white player stating "black girl" on the bench. The aforementioned white girl's career would have been terminated if she had been seen on tape sitting on a bench in a fit of fury. But there was no formal league response, no fine, and no ban when Griner made that comment. Fans were originally enraged by this blatant double standard. However, it's possible that _white girl was discussing Caitlin Clark's popularity with reference to her reputation, her impact on the league, and, of course, the fact that Caitlin Clark has endured this kind of mistreatment from the beginning. Not for bad play, but simply for being great and white. She has been repeatedly singled out, elbowed, and shoved. Videos of her being squashed and elbowed on inbound passes where they ram have even been presented to you. Earlier this year, the WNBA started a campaign against hatred. The WNBA has made it clear time and time again that hate has no place here. Griner's tirade was only the most recent development in a concerning pattern. Instead of being spontaneous trash talk, this was hateful, planned, and captured on video. Fans are demanding answers when Caitlin Clark is the focus of racist remarks, even though racism has no place here. They want to know why Brittney Griner is being protected when it's clear that she went too far, and why the league chose to disregard the problem. Let's switch the story now. What if Brittney Griner's words had been spoken by Caitlin Clark? Without a sure, there would have been a massive outcry, breaking news headlines, league-wide condemnation, and an immediate punishment if she had called Griner a trash black girl live on television. Let's look at an inquiry of the prevalence of reverse racism in the league. That's what Skip Bayless stated, to put it plainly. A white athlete calling a black female effing would not be accepted by the league. After Griner, a seasoned player and well-known WNBA personality, made a racist comment that would have ended a white player's career, trash-funning white girl at Clark. The league pretends it never occurred, and commentators hurry to offer explanations. When Griner shouted, "Trash, ass white girls," I think he was talking to Caitlin Clark and a white referee. The WNBA is being destroyed from the inside out by this double standard. Being a white heterosexual woman in the WNBA means that you can never feel completely protected. Some even argue that she may have said "whack call" instead, misrepresenting what she actually meant. Fans, lip readers, and even prominent figures in the sports media attested to the fact that the video is authentic. Yet nothing was done about it. Racism by a player is now disregarded by the league, which rushed to investigate Indiana fans following unfounded claims of racism against Angel Reese. New supporters are making the noise by shouting racist epithets at me, my teammates, and my opponents because, well, they are buddies even if they are rivals. I think it's acceptable to do that since they don't deserve it and I don't value the new fans. Furthermore, it is aimed at Caitlin Clark since, let's not forget, she has previously been the target of physical assault, rudeness, and public mockery from other players. And graphic that Angel Reese published referred to Clark as a coward for escaping the fade, which is slang for Itha following, is implied by the violent beatdown image she reposted. This is how they say girl GY, white gal, GYAL. Running from the fade like she's just as if Caitlin Clark is basically a player who has been shoved and hit in the face without being penalized and celebrated as if hurting Clark is some kind of sport. Nevertheless, Clark never continues to smash records despite facing a level of hostility that no rookie has ever encountered. She never lashes out, never throws elbows, and just plays her game. Defenders routinely roughed up Caitlin Clark throughout her rookie season last year in an effort to scare her, put her in her place, crush her spirit, and get revenged at her for the publicity she was getting. But when these things happen, Clark is supposed to keep quiet, to admit her so-called privilege all the time, while the players who attack her are commended by some media outlets and protected by the league. That is not equity, 'tis injustice. According to the WNBA, it wishes to grow. The least she could do was apologize to our amazing state and the fans that come to these games and say, "I'm sorry, I was wrong." Of course she won't do that. She accused the Indiana Fever fan base of racism, but an inquiry showed that the claims were false. But why don't the Indiana Fever issue an apology to their own fans for making similar charges against them? Dan. Many of the unbiased spectators who are witnessing Caitlin Clark being harassed, made fun of, and subjected to racial insults feel no responsibility on the part of the players. Rather, they see a league that enforces its why as Caitlin Clark held to a higher standard than everyone else, he stated, in part. That obviously the league would not be okay with a white player saying "effing black girl" on the bench in anger. Why is it okay to attack a white player based on their race? But it's a huge controversy if no matter how many ugly messages are plastered on the hardwood. The WNBA will continue to lose credibility unless it is addressed. Another explosive tale has emerged, as if the stunning verbal attack on Caitlin Clark wasn't enough. The WNBA is still an NBA league even without Caitlin Clark. This attraction, which few people want to see without Caitlin Clark, will have a significant influence. On the WNBA, the Caitlin Clark effect is genuine, and she is the closest thing they have to good play. She is the most important player in the league and has been quietly garnering internet recognition for years before making a significant return following Griner's most recent explosion. And it centers on the incredibly unpleasant but unavoidable query: is Brittney Griner a male by birth? If so, Brick, please let me see anything right now. Thank you. Get the _yo. Jab walking bricks. Get the hell out of here. Well, I won't pretend just yet. To be clear, we're not encouraging conspiracy theories here, but this article has received millions of views and gone popular again, not because people are hostile, but because people are starting to connect. It's not just hearsay or dodgy comments on Reddit this time. To begin with, this individual is not female. Brittney shared this on her own Instagram. The most remarkable piece of proof is a topless video footage of Griner that was uploaded to her own verified Instagram story years ago. It shows that this person is not a woman, since her chest looks utterly flat and male. Video from Griner's personal Instagram postings. And what many are describing as the league's flagrant lack of openness. Lend credence to this uploaded to the personal Instagram account of Brittney. Instagram especially utilizes AI recognition to make sure that no sexual content is shared on the platform, but it also uses human surveyors. Thus, whatever AI detection mechanism was in existence at the time Brittney submitted this, and it stayed up for 106 weeks, was clearly not stating, "Oh, this is a basic. Instagram uses both AI and human review to identify nudity violations, and a female torso would have been flagged and removed. But this video did not go down because it assumed Brittney was male and showed no signs of surgical scarring, which is typically the result of a double mastectomy. This is the part that is making fans question everything. Even casual viewers who witnessed Griner elbow Caitlin Clark during a game have questioned her voice, bone structure, Adam's apple, and general physical dominance on the chordal characteristics, much more typical of biological males. This suggests that over 100 weeks, the platform's algorithm might have recognized Griner's chest as male rather than female. The query: is this matchup truly fair? She was seen violently thrusting her arm out and making contact with a smaller, lighter player, which made the situation much more urgent when an anonymous viral post claimed that Griner was a biological man who was forced to live as a girl due to a decision made by his father. Brittney is a strange example. There is no doubt that he is a man, but not in the sense that you might think. He is a straight cis male who was raised as a girl and given a girl's name by his parents. Griner's mother says that he joined girls' sports teams, was raised as a girl on paper, and has simply maintained the lie into adulthood in order to be eligible for the WNBA. According to the Post, is this theory extreme? She forced Griner to live as a female throughout high school, filled out all of his paperwork, including BC, as female, and maintained the charade. It asserts that Griner lives like a man in every other way, from dress and behavior to marrying a woman, and that he would never have succeeded as a male athlete. Without this gender claim, the real issue in a world where every player's gender identity is protected is that the WNBA has done nothing to address it. The league is supposed to maintain fairness, competitive balance, and transparency, and right now, people are starting to feel that balance has been lost. Is that unsettling? There is even a chance that Brittney Griner is competing with a biological advantage, whether it be through bone structure, testosterone levels, or some other factor. The league owes it to all female athletes, especially those like Caitlin Clark who are clearly being harmed. Brittney Griner declares, "I am so sick and tired of the NBA, WNBA. It used to be a peaceful, small little thing. Others crowd screaming, hollering. This is disruptive. It's not allowing us to play the game. Calling for an investigation because, if even in part, this is about the integrity of women's sports, not just on-court drama or trash talk. There's a lot of noise coming from the stands every time we perform here. And it turns out that thousands of people are sitting there and watching on purpose, which is really annoying." Griner was already at the center of a global controversy after she was arrested in Russia for carrying cannabis. And the Biden administration ended up. The WNBA is known for its love of virtue signaling. But even in the case of Brittney's exchange for the Merchant of Death, which is, incidentally, insane. Imagine that a straight white girl would still be rotting in a Russian prison. Brittney traded a notorious Russian arms dealer, Viktor Bout, also known as the Merchant of Death, to win her back. Griner, who sold marijuana to Russia and was imprisoned, has been so privileged and protected that his weapons are currently being used in Middle Eastern conflict areas. The Obama administration then traded this man, Putin's Merchant of Death, back into the arms trade, this time selling to the HOUTH, it is understandable for fans to question why someone with this much controversy and potential deceit is still receiving the league's full protection, especially since Caitlin Clark, a once-in-a-generation talent who has brought the WNBAs into the spotlight for the first time in decades, is being elbowed, slurred, and ignored by the very league she is helping to save. It's ridiculous, and it's one of the reasons why people are, since Brittney Griner is male, it was absolutely okay for her to be topless on the platform. Didn't equate to nudity. Now, some people might ask, well, is Brittney trans? 'Cause it's not just about identity, it's about fairness, truth, and the safety of real women in women's sports. If this athlete was a man participating in the game, Clark is the GOAT, and she signed my jersey with such joy that I'm crying. Caitlin Clark might be one of the WNBA's biggest victims. The WNBA, under false pretenses, would be the biggest sports fraud of the decade. In addition to being scandalous, Caitlin Clark joined the WNBA to change the game. And Caitlin Clark, a rising star in women's basketball, is drawing insane viewership numbers, although the sheer number of people wearing yellow 22 apparel is astounding. She has been singled out, harassed, and now racially insulted by a player the league seems determined to protect. The number 22 jerseys come in a variety of styles, including t-shirts, Iowa jerseys, Fever jerseys, throwbacks, and more. I love watching her score and everything about her. It's great news for women's basketball in general, and she was shooting the underscore out of it. Of course, she was right. So she was shooting the underscore out of it. She's the face of the league. Agree? The fans see it all. The WNBA leadership's silence is deafening. She has nothing but positive things to say about herself. And she is so warm and welcoming that she can talk to anyone. She is like me in that regard. Midwesterners tend to welcome everyone with open arms. She was amazing to my family and, well, to everyone. She is the face of the league. And I agree, it is a crazy situation when it comes to Caitlin Clark, because she is clearly much stronger. In the meantime, there are still no answers, no transparency, and no fairness for the women who are actually following the rules. And the rumors about Brittney Griner's identity are still circulating. This isn't just a scandal. Again, if you believe that Caitlin Clark deserves respect, safety, and equal opportunity, please drop. Women's sports are at a turning point, because if the league doesn't defend its best star, the fans will dot a comment here. CC 100% right now. Tell the world what's going on and don't keep silent about it.